Hello everyone and welcome to my review for Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 161. This chapter is the start of us seeing Yuji and Megumi's time fighting through Tokyo number 1. I guess it seems like based on the title of this chapter we're going to be going back to kind of like a Shibuya incident thing or something like Origin of Obedience. So probably don't expect any unique chapter titles for a while. I mean, when you look at it, it says Tokyo number 1 colony, and then it has a 1 in like a circle. So, pretty sure we're going to be in here for at least a little bit. So, this chapter is mostly just showing where Yuji and Megumi are ending up as they enter colony, because as it turns out, there's actually a bit of an omission part of how the culling game works, and that's when you enter a colony, you don't enter at the entry point. You just get thrown into one of, I think, 9 random locations, which seems like a bit of a big fucking omission that seems kind of important. I guess it serves the purpose of not allowing people to camp around the entry point or something, but not really, because if you can enter from really any point in the barrier, it seems like this is more designed for camping because we have people camping the entry points. Yuji gets thrown in the fucking sky. I question the placement of this entry point for the simple fact that you will have a bunch of culling game contestants that will enter the colony and just die instantly. Like, what the fuck is being culled here? You could have a really strong guy show up, but he doesn't know how to fly. Or he wouldn't survive falling from like 1,000 fucking feet up in the air. I don't know who the hell designed this. Was this part of Kenjaku's rules for the culling game? Seems kinda dumb. Now, fortunately, Yuji is intercepted by one of the new culling game players. I'm not going to bother remembering her name because she's very clearly a fodder character. If she ends up being important later, maybe I'll remember it. But this lady and her husband or boyfriend, I don't know, have stupid techniques. They're just dumb. Her hair turns into the back end of a fighter jet, which allows her to fly through the air and smash head first into people and go through multiple fucking buildings, so I guess it's kind of strong. And then her man's technique is his hair turns into a helicopter. You know how a lot of the time when you have a series that has unique powers for pretty much all of the characters, fodder characters will have very dumb abilities. It's like the fucking random villains or heroes in My Hero that just have like the dumbest techniques or the dumbest quirks you've ever seen in your life. It's shit like that. What the fuck? These are so stupid. They're so dumb. One of them, the jet hair lady, gets knocked out immediately from Yuji throwing a rock at her. Now, to be fair, she does have a good strategy set up here, camping this entry point, because if people come through here and just fall and die, nobody gets any points. So instead, she is just basically sniping off easy prey. Unfortunately, she's run into the main character. So, you know, that's really not going to end particularly well for her. And her man's probably going to get his ass beat next chapter, too, if they even bother showing it. Frankly, these are definitely, like, fucking fodder tier characters. However, there is something interesting about one of the new characters introduced this chapter. His name is Amai, as far as I can tell. He is directing air traffic control for these people. He's calling out whenever a new person comes into this entry point. And the interesting thing is that he recognizes Yuji. He knows him from somewhere. Now, this is interesting because we've never seen Amai before. If he has shown up at some point in the past, he was like a background character, and he was so insignificant that we never remembered his name. Now, there are some people out there whose names I wouldn't forget, and that would be the names of my wonderful patrons. Special thanks to Fuse, Neo, Dijon Redden, Anthony Chavez, Honey Mustard, Zach Rowitz, K-God, Chris Redfield, Scratch23, Rat, Ryzen 4K, Artist, Mac Campaign, Wave of Manga, and Sam the Ace. Thank you all very much for supporting me on Patreon. I greatly appreciate it, and if you too want to get a shout out at some point in the video, or you want to get access to reviews for Solo Leveling and The Boxer, you can always become a patron as well. There's a link to my Patreon down in the description. Would you like that, guys? I'm trying to mix this up a little. Doing the shoutouts just at the beginning or ends of the videos feels a little boring. I want to make things a little more amusing. So I'm sure some of you hated that. Excellent. But anyway, we're gonna see what's up with this MI dude later, I guess. He probably went to Yuji's high school. Now Megumi finds himself against this lady who really reminds me of the ninja girl from Hell's Paradise. I don't know what it is. She seems kind of fickle. Seems like she's a bit of a schemer, tries to manipulate people. She wants Megumi to be her knight in shining armor who will protect her. And he doesn't really play along that much. He's just like, fuck off, whatever, I don't care, I don't have time for this. And I imagine she's going to be a little bit of trouble in the future. She's going to be a little annoying. But the really, really interesting thing here is that Megumi asks her if she knows who Higuruma is. And she will tell him about Higuruma in exchange for, you know, being her knight. But Megumi says that if she's lying, she should know what's going to happen. And Megumi thinks to himself that he's different from Yuji. He doesn't mind earning 100 points for himself. Now, I was wondering about this when we were going to be starting the calling game. I think I may have actually mentioned this in the stream from Sunday. I'm pretty sure I did. Is that even though Yuji's killed people before, he's not, like, super down for it. He's not bloodthirsty, so he's not really going to be going around looking for people to kill. Whereas for Megumi really doesn't care about killing people all that much. That was something that was kind of established pretty early on in the series, is that people dying and killing people is not that big of an issue for him. For him, it's part of the job as being a Jujutsu sorcerer. So in this scenario, where he's in the culling game, there are people that are going to be trying to kill him. He needs to rescue Sumiki, who's probably going to have people trying to kill her. For him, oh, fuck it. It doesn't matter. If I have to, I'll get 100 points. I don't give a shit. So maybe that'll make for a bit of an interesting dynamic if Megumi finds Higuruma first. I mean, I've already said that I think with both Megumi and Yuji, you're going to have a fairly interesting dynamic. I figured they would get to him together, so he would face both of them at the same time. But I guess we're probably going to get something a little different depending on which of these two encounters Higuruma first. So that should be pretty interesting to say the least. Also, this girl's name is Remy. I don't have much to say about her. Her design seems cool. We don't have any idea what her technique is. We, at the very least, seem to know that she is a sorcerer. That's about it, really. We'll see how long she lasts. Maybe she'll get offed by someone relatively soon. Who knows? But, yeah. This kind of reminds me a little bit of the start of Shibuya, which is a pretty good sign. Considering Shibuya, in my opinion, started off a little slower, at least with, like, fighting the cursed family and stuff, but then when we really got into it, it got absolutely insane. So, hopefully, that is going to ring true for the calling game as well. With that, that's all I have to say for this week's review. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. I do Jujutsu Kaisen chapter reactions and reviews. Every week we get a new chapter. Since we're going to be on break next week, I figure I'll probably come out with another Chainsaw Man character discussion. Haven't done one of those in a while. So you should definitely subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss that when it comes out. If you enjoyed discussing Jujutsu Kaisen with other people, or you just enjoy the content I produce on this channel, I highly suggest you check out my Discord server. I have a link to that down in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys around. Take care.